It's been a bit of a mind game. You have to feel really sorry for the people here. We woke up this morning. We made it out to Quezon City, which is one of the hardest hit areas here in metropolitan Manila. Take a look at the pictures that we shot this morning. A pretty remarkable scene of this river of water just tearing right through this shantytown in Quezon City. But the good news at that time was at least it was dry. The rain had stopped, and for the first time in about 2 weeks, you could actually see a hint of the sun. But people were watching as this huge torrent of water just ripped debris right through past them. They were trying to pick out whatever valuables they saw floating past. We also visited a church nearby that river in Quezon City. There were 3,000 people staying at that church on Tuesday night, according to the father there. And he said that, the good news was with the weather clearing, some people were starting to pack up in the church and they were going to try to make it back home and see what was left of their houses. We then left Quezon City, and if you can hear the rain behind me, it is back. It is pouring once again. We've heard thunder in the last few minutes, and the question still on everyone's minds is, when is this going to stop?
Yeah, no question about it, and we're going to get to the forecast here in a second. I'm curious, Alex, if you've spoken to any of the residents. This is the rainiest part of the year, but as far as the government's response to this crisis, what's the temperature? What are you getting from the residents there?
The people we spoke to have said that, they're sad. Obviously, some of these people have lost their homes, lost all their possessions. And this is a city, you have to keep in mind, that is, there's 12 million people, and the infrastructure here in Manila, let's face it, to begin with, it's not exactly the best. So the government has a real challenge on its hands any time these storms come through. They've got a lot of people to take care of. There are apparently 5,000 emergency personnel, military personnel, trying to get to some of these people with life rafts and boats. But, one thing that we have heard, I was listening to the local news last night, is that people are complaining, why every time we get these rains do we have to deal with this? There needs to be better trash collection. They need to keep the sewers clear. They need to keep the water, moving out of the city when rains like this come. But still, you've mentioned the totals. It's pretty staggering how much rain has fallen on Manila in the last 2 weeks. It's hard to really put too much blame on anyone just right yet.